Tony Syracuse, the last word on college football. And again, we'll leave the link for the full article on UCLA football down in the description section, because much of this surrounds another carousel, and that's the transfer portal. Dillon Gabriel thought to be coming to UCLA, and now that's not necessarily the case. Dorian Thompson-Robinson thought to be moving on to the NFL. That's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions, aren't there? Look, the UCLA went from being one of the most experienced teams in the country in 2021 to what is quite possibly going to be one of the youngest teams next year. Chip did not have a good recruiting class. They can sell it any which way they want. He signed 11 players.
At least Chip's going to be accurate in saying that it's one of the youngest teams in the nation
yes,
again this year.
For a change. That's right. They know that they're losing starting defensive lineman Otito Ogbonnia, who's declared for the NFL draft. And they know that they're losing offensive lineman Alec Anderson, who's doing the same. They also have about 6 or 7 of the super seniors that they are losing, all of whom were starters. So and they're going to lose more to the NFL. We just our chats with NFL agents tell us, or NFL scouts rather, tell us that there's going to be more that leave UCLA. There are probably about 3 or 4 other players who the NFL places a high value on. And I'm not saying that they've made a decision. They have until the 17th of January, but we're not going to be surprised if running back Zach Charbonnet is gone, or tackle Sean Ryan, or tight end Greg Dulcich. We're not going to be surprised at all. And then there is, going back to the recruiting class, one of the points Chip made was he doesn't know how many scholarships he has to give. All schools can go up to 32 in the signing class, but UCLA doesn't have 32 scholarships available, especially when you have to go down to the 85, which was the pre-COVID number that, all teams could carry on scholarships. And you have to get back to that number now. He figured he's probably got another 7 or 8 that he would use on the transfer portal. And then if more players leave early or transfer, he'll have more to give. So we're looking at, he signed 11. He's thinking maybe he's got 18, 19, 20 total really to give. And then there's the unknown of quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson, whom everybody has assumed is leaving, is going. He's played 4 years. He's been a starter for 3.5. One of the scouts we talked to that you'll see in our story, the scout's not named, but we talked to a scout who said that Chip Kelly has actually hampered DTR's progress by never really putting him up in a quarterback competition the last 3 years. He basically anointed him as the starting quarterback. And so it really has kind of hampered him. But here's where it gets complicated. Dillon Gabriel, as you pointed out, announced he was transferring to UCLA. To the best of our knowledge that we've been able to garner, he has not yet signed his grant and aid package. We are trying to find out if he's actually registered for school yet. And that's not easy to do. But the reason we're trying to figure out is because DTR has not announced anything. He hasn't said he's leaving. Again, 2 weeks left. So, maybe what's the hurry? Well, the hurry is Dillon Gabriel doesn't want to go there if Chip Kelly's hand-picked starting quarterback is still sitting there. You can't talk to me about quarterback competition and things like that when Kelly hasn't had a quarterback competition for years. So if you follow Last Word, like I know a lot of your viewers do, we've got some reporting in Oklahoma from Jason Ray that there could be some quarterback moves in Norman, and it could involve Dillon Gabriel going to Oklahoma instead of UCLA. Again, if Gabriel has signed that paperwork, he can't go without sitting out. He can't leave again without sitting out. He's gotten his one free transfer. If he hasn't signed it and he's not enrolled, he's free to go wherever, regardless of his verbal commitment to UCLA. We don't know what DTR is going to do. Nobody does. The fan base is sitting there waiting for the puff of white smoke from the Thompson-Robinson household Vatican chimney, because there's a lot of cat and mouse that goes on back and forth with him. His mom did an interview with the LA Times where she talked about how much she hates social media and the things that get said about her son, and she won't wear his jersey to games because she doesn't want to hear the backlash. She wants her anonymity. All understood. If you're a parent of a scholarship athlete, you say, yes, I get that. Until you go on UCLA social media and you see just exactly how active Dorian Thompson-Robinson's mother is, which is very active. She follows me on Twitter. Bless her. And look, I appreciate the follow, but it sends conflicting messages. There was an article that was posted on one of the UCLA fan boards, probably about 2 weeks ago. And it indicated, the likelihood of DTR moving on. And she posted, don't believe everything you read. And then people start asking her questions and boom, she's out of there. Come on, man. You can't drop this kind of stuff and create more conversation and then claim you hate the conversation. The night before what was supposed to be the Holiday Bowl, DTR posted something on his Instagram, which had to do with 2020 was hard. 2021 was this. 2022, I'm back. Wow. The fan base went crazy. Wait, is DTR saying he's back? No, when you dig a little deeper, what he didn't say in there was that was a meme from a mental wellness Instagram account that just talked about we're going to be strong in 2022. You're QB1. You have to know your words matter to the fan base. And when you do that and you play social media whack-a-mole, then people are going to go nuts. And they are currently going nuts, especially when they start to hear the rumor that Jason Ray broke, about an hour ago out of Oklahoma. Don't know if there's truth to it, but there is smoke there. And man, when UCLA fans get a wind, get wind of that and don't know what's going to happen with DTR,